Out on the road late last night, I see my pretty Alice in every headlight. From Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchby the Tonopah, I've driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. I've driven the back roads or wouldn't get weighed. And if you give me weed, whites and wine, show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. Robbed by the sleet, had my head stove down, but I'm still on my feet. I've smuggled some smokes and folks from Mexico, baked by the sun every time I go to Mexico. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchby to Tonopah. I've driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. I've driven the back roads so I wouldn't get weighed. And if you give me weed, whites and wine, show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. Little Feat was just out on tour. They were opening for Tedeschi Trucks Band, and seemed like a pretty good show. I watched some of it online. Little Feat still has Billy Payne and I want to say Fred Tackett and maybe Kenny Gradney on bass. No, Sam Clayton on congas also. I think there's like still 3 or 4 members. Pretty cool. Here's a song from the Nevada desert, a place real or imagined called the Twisted Pine. Sky is far from what it seems. Cloudless horizon confined in people's dreams. The rush of silence can surely blow your mind, while ravens wait to see what's left behind. I head across the double yellow line, a gravel lot and unlit red neon sign, profile in green, a purple woody spine, tangled roots, branches held up high. Beneath the surface, there's more than meets the eye. And the coiled rings and knots of the twisted pine. Seeking shelter as the mercury starts to climb. Already 85 at a quarter to 9. Backs against the Elko County line. A sage retreat or random roadhouse dive. Familiar strangers arrive onto the scene. From nowhere or nothing, not much in between. The local news on muted TV screens. In this vacuous desert, no one hears you scream. Respite and refuge from the apocalypse outside. Home away from home, the twisted pine. This crooked road is paved with good intentions. Arrows point in all directions. No traffic light or intersection. The journey is the destination. One step forward for each you leave behind. At best break even, down at the twisted pine. Bartender keeps his cards off to the side. A nod hello, the same as one goodbye. Past transgressions need no alibi. Redemption on a 14-day free trial. The folks you see and still don't recognize. Jukebox out of tune and out of time. A straight flush can beat four of a kind. Best to bend with the rules down at the twisted pine. Judgment and no condescension, staring at your own reflection. Enter at your own discretion. Tomorrow is an open question, turned around each time you leave behind. Always lead straight back to the twisted pine. Desert heat can cut thirst open wide. A touch of greed can outgun native pride. A trace of silver can tear out a mountainside. Bring toxic pools of blood and cyanide. Creature of habit, the usual is fine. Some soda water and a double shot of lime. scarves and rattlesnake hides. A ghost dance with the spirits walking on fire. Learn to look straight into the light. Try to free the universe inside. Embrace the demons to negotiate the night. Follow me, get out of here alive. This crooked road is paved with good intentions. Arrows point in all directions. No guiding light, no intervention. The journey is your destination. One step forward for each you leave behind. Always lead straight back to the twisted pine. Traveling across the Nevada desert?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time, yeah?
Well, not for a while.
Not for a while, but you know it. You've done that.
Yeah,
You've been out there.
Yeah, my favorite is to go camping down at Escalante.
Very cool.
There, slick rocks. Got to get there. Got to take across the Lakeview and then down through Winnemucca.
Okay.
Several different directions there. It's a long way.
Yes. I don't know it well, but I know it fondly. Just from really driving through on Highway 50.
Yeah. Yeah. The lonesomest road in the world.
That's right. And there's these long sunsets that take place, of course, every night. But yeah, just some fond times traveling as the sun's going down, and you're still in this long valley, and just the shadows just grow across the valley, and it's like time. Time is very interesting out there.
Oh yeah, the old basin range.
Basin and range.
Yeah.
Yes. There's an artist named Michael Heiser. He's got a installation out there. Installation, I say. I don't know if that's the correct word, but it's kind of on the landscape architecture scale, and it's like football fields worth of curious shapes that draw shadows, and it's this guy was working on it for like 50 years up there, and he didn't know that he would ever open it during his lifetime, but I think they needed the money so that they could keep going, and so you can tour it now. It's called the City, and it's north of it's like I think northern Nevada, up against the nuclear test facilities up there. That's like off limits to airspace, so he had like privacy up there. He was working on it for like 50 years.
You don't mean Area 51, do you?
I don't know how those interrelate.
That's where they have all the alien bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is a pretty interesting landscape that he's made, and you can see some very interesting footage of it online.
The city.
The city.
Okay, that's
Michael
easy.
Heiser, yeah.
That's
I think that's his
easy to
name.
remember, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's a place you would go up. It's very limited for, like, there's a season where they allow people to walk through, and I think you just want to take your time out there and let the shadows fall, and just see how the presentations change in these football field-sized installations out in the desert.
Yeah, it's definitely on my mind to go camping in Escalante this year.
Hmm.
Then go up to Montana and friends up there. Do some of that stuff.
Yeah. Riding shotgun through the countryside, horizon stretching far and wide. Beneath bypass strip malls and blurred state lines, continental plates collide. Destiny undecided on this divided highway. Where to and who's driving on this divided highway? Headwinds rise as the river bends, patrolling borders to the promised land. El Paso, Bravo, Rio Grande. Bloodlines drawn through shifting sands. Rifle holsters as rebel spirit, bullet holes through posted speed limits, failed attempts to reinvent what's needed and who's an immigrant. Destiny undecided on this divided highway. History is one-sided on this divided highway. Morning in America, traffic moving slow. Right off into the sunset, dark night of the soul. Shattered promises, reparation and renewal. Southern tradition meets the golden rule. Broker treaties, 40 acres and a mule. Social distancing before it was cool. Cylinders backfire, fuel descent. False news hardened into cement. Roll over Rushmore, more statues of shame. All bets are off when it's just two lanes. Destiny undecided on this divided highway. Flashing high beams are blinding on this divided highway. this divided highway. All right. Current events tune. We got these different parts to the set. The early part is the traveling songs. That's where Friend of the Devil and my Austin song. And then we get into the divided highway songs. Sometimes there are more of those. Sometimes I play that song, Things Have Changed, that Bob Dylan song. It's interesting how songs change in the blowing winds of the moment, you know? It's like, cause he's got the times they are changing, then he's got Things Have Changed, and there's another one that's also like, deserves to be in that category, but it's so hard, like, the times they are changing has such an optimistic spirit to it, you know? And it's hard to know, like, what it means in this landscape, or how to deliver it, or how to, you know. And the other one, Things Have Changed, is I used to care, but things have changed, which is an interesting, you know, philosophical shift. But at this moment, I'm sort of between those two. Don't know what to do. So we'll go straight to the heartbreak section. Here's a Neil Young song. Neil and Crazy Horse were on tour. I don't know, do you know much of their stuff? Do you follow their stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Sure.
kind of not for a while though.
Yeah, right. They went out on tour, and they started it. They played like probably 10 shows, and then somebody got sick on the band, and they canceled a couple shows, and then they were gonna come back. It was already scheduled that after a few weeks they were gonna start up, and they just canceled those. So either one or a couple people aren't well. But that's the dream of Crazy Horse. Here's a Neil and Crazy Horse song from back in the day. See you yesterday, but you were not at home. So I talked with some old friends for a while before I wandered off alone. It's so hard for me now, but somehow, because I know you'll never be the same. Won't you ever change your ways? It's so hard to make love pay when you're on the losing end. And I feel that way again. It's so hard for me now, but I'll make it somehow, because I know I'll never be the same. Won't you ever change your ways? It's so hard to make love pay when you're on the losing end. And I feel that way again. It's a great Neil song from back in the day. Here's a new song, newer song. I'm working it out. Started with a text message to a friend, and I wrote her back. She wanted me to watch something on PBS that was like an award ceremony. And it sounded good, but sometimes the way they present it on the TV, it's like they cut to people laughing in the audience. You know, it's so cut up that I wrote it back and I go, I'd like to, but I ain't got time for the tears, because it's all like trying to wring emotion out of it. Soon after I wrote that, I knew that that was a song, so this became that song. Started by a PBS award show. Misty by morning, the dawn blessed the grass with the dew. A highway of diamonds revealed and retreats before noon. The edge of the city, waiting for the next storm to clear. A lone cloud above me, I ain't got time for the tears. An evergreen ocean pulls the surface and shadows apart. Unbroken horizon, simplicity tears at my heart. In imperfect stillness, the moment is all smoke and mirrors. Minding my business, I ain't got time for the tears. At home in the kitchen, steaming onions and chilies make me feel like I'm paying my dues. A sink full of dishes, streaming Hank Williams, long gone lonesome blues. Controlled inhibitions to balance my spirit and fears. Search for same-day delivery, second chances, and long wasted years. Troubles multiplies and then doubles each time I scroll through the news. Click on bootleg prescriptions, getting high while Willie Dixon is sitting and crying the blues. The bridge lights are pretty, tide flowing under my shoes. Seems I often run late, or else I'm arriving too soon. A precious few hours till even the sun disappears. Another false witness, I ain't got time for the tears. Grandiloquent visions, a marble world of salt water flowing from there back to here. Still keeping my distance, I ain't got time for the tears. That one also has a memory marker in it because there's the word grandiloquent. Grandiloquent is a word in there because I was reading Don Quixote at the time. So I think it rubbed off on me and I wanted to use that word.
You're not supposed to use sesquipedalian verbiage in your poetry.
But it seemed like it fit. It didn't seem imposed, it seemed good. It's the first word of a phrase, so I think that gives it some opportunity. So if anybody texts, does a search online for the word grandiloquent in a song, mine will be among the ones that comes up. Here's a song not about tiny houses, but about downsizing into a casita travel trailer. Do you know those? Oh, cool.
Pretty cool,
Yeah, they are. A buddy had one. It was news to me. They have carpet on the ceilings. Sounds good in the winter. I don't know in the summer. So this one is the model Freedom Deluxe. Finally made up, towing strength from above. I'll do it for love. Trade the ball and chain for a slip of the clutch. Fiberglass won't rust. Freedom Deluxe, Freedom Deluxe. Been rolling through the changes. Freedom Deluxe, endless valleys, extended ranges. Company of strangers who don't know where the passing lane ends. Still hope to come find me after throwing me under the bus. Saw our future combust, exhaust fumes in the dust. So I hitched my fortune onto the back of my truck. just about paid up. 6 more years and 3 months. Surrounded by memories, high on this desert bluff. No turning around, just looking back and be tough. So I'm hoping to change the scenery, might change my luck. It's freedom or bust, freedom deluxe, freedom deluxe. All strung out in far off places, searching for smiles and unknown faces. Utah troopers and Texas Rangers patrol all the empty spaces. Every day Sunday sipping coffee from a bottomless cup. Breakfast to brunch, maybe just a late lunch. Shower overflows in the hall when the toilet won't flush. Even simple living is rough. Keep moving or self-destruct. The renegade liberty couldn't tell me enough. Only further to fall when I drink too much. Carpeted ceiling so it's hard to say what's up. Walking on walls until the door won't shut. Loaded ground clearance dishes clatter over every bump. Watching for mud so I don't get stuck. Blankets in the overhead storage, but there's never enough. I dress in layers and just curl up, remembering the warmth of your touch. People in the city can be quick to judge, with no known address. How could you ever be someone? Jesus was a hippie, sold medicine better than drugs. Turned wine back to water, did it for love. Freedom deluxe, just rolling with the changes. Below and above, endless valleys, extended ranges. Not asking for much in the company of strangers. You never know who the one to blame is. Freedom deluxe. Right. Yeah, I'm into the tiny home concept. One time up in Vashon Island, I stayed in one as an Airbnb,
All right.
and I haven't, I'm not, so familiar with them, but I love the efficiency of it, especially if you're just traveling with the bag. You don't have a lot of stuff, so it's perfect.
Yeah, I think I recreate pretty good with a teardrop.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty large teardrop as far as that goes. It's 14 feet long, so that's quite a
I was
bit.
watching your
bigger
live
than
feed
that.
on YouTube, and suddenly it went black. And then it came back, and all the cameras were all weird.
Oh,
Sounds
Then it came back. And the cameras are all wild.
Yeah, I've had interest in a teardrop. I'm always looking